Why am I like this? Why am I like this? That's what I want to teach you today. It's a very difficult thing, I find, starting my YouTube videos because it's awkward. Hi, welcome back. Like all this, it's weird. So, what I'd like to talk to you about today is internal family systems, or IFS, which Richard Swartz developed years ago. It's really getting quite a bit of attention over the past several years. And I like to use it dovetailed with EMDR therapy. And I find it to be very effective because, for one thing, it's normalizing. Like, we all have parts, and it's stabilizing as well, and gives us a way to, instead of looking at like all of me is a certain way, we recognize, oh, that's a part of me. Just real quick review. Richard Swartz has organized the parts into exiles, which are the ones carrying the traumatically stored memories or the feelings that are unprocessed. Manager parts, which control what comes in and out of the system and appear normal to the outside world and kind of filter what comes in and out of the system. And then the last layer is called firefighter parts, and they're the ones that are going to do anything in their power to shut down any treacherous territory, in their opinion, anything that's going to make us feel too much or be exposed. So firefighter examples are the ones with addictions, the ragey ones, the ones that shut down, the ones that can get us in trouble. So I want to share something that happened this summer that was really eye-opening for me. So my kids are 19 and 21, and this past summer it was my son's birthday, and he had a bunch of friends, and there was a group of us playing bocce out in the yard, and none of us were very good. You could tell there were competitive parts, like we had little teams, and of course we wanted to do well. But whenever somebody had like a exceptionally horrible toss of the bocce ball, they would do all this self-deprecating humor. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Is I'm 56 years old, and I learned something in that experience with the young people I was playing bocce with, that, whoa, that is an internal resource that is not familiar to me in exactly that way. It wasn't modeled for me, and it just hit. I thought it was just profound. So the way it went was my daughter tossed the bocce ball. It was a terrible shot. And she goes, why am I like this? And without missing a beat, one of the other players, a young person, said to her, I know what you mean. Every day when I look in the mirror, I ask myself that same question. And it was so funny. They didn't mean it, but it provided a way to make light of oneself without being like really critical and harsh, and to not have to get too caught up in the perfectionism or competitiveness or, oh my gosh, I'm like truly embarrassed and shamed right now. It was light. And then a little while later, another one of the friends who was making many not very good shots, he tossed the ball, and then his whole body went face plant, like he dropped down, put his nose in the grass, and facing down like flat, his whole body. He said, I am the best at being the worst at everything. But he was kidding, and everybody laughed. So I loved it so much, I actually started incorporating it in my own personal life. So there was a miscommunication with my family, and I later, like, I don't know, a month or so later, and they were mad at me. They were upset with me, and I could sense a defensive part. So a manager, maybe a firefighter part even, that wanted to, you know what? Like, I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to plead my case. I maybe wanted to attack. Well, you should have done this. You didn't. And it took a little bit. And then I kind of embraced that. Why am I like this? And then I said, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. I communicated bad. Why am I like this? So it just lightened things up. We do have our exile parts, we have our manager parts, and we have our firefighter parts, and they form patterns. And especially if we have traumatically stored memories, they're on guard a lot of the time, these other parts, to protect the exiles. If we can learn at any stage of our life some new possibilities for parts, yay. To me, that's installing positive resources, which that's an EMDR type of skill, installing positive internal resources that we can use when we're reprocessing the traumatic stuff. So I took this concept on the road, so to speak, in my practice. Just recently, somebody who was close to my age was also struggling with, some little exile parts that hurts and feelings hurt, or feeling left behind, or and there was this looping going on. And because we have a good rapport, and we've already shared many laughs, and I'm quick to, share my own goofiness. In fact, I shared the story that I just shared with you, so the context is accurate. And I suggested to this person, I wonder how that would feel, just for a little bit, if you were to say, why am I like this? So they tried it, and it was so cute. Then they started to list all the horrible, and I'm like, no, that's not light anymore. This is simply an internal resource that we could remember that we have to make light sometimes. Why am I like this? Let me also say that I know I have, and I'm sure you can relate, we have some very critical parts in us. I was thinking about it over the years. I was kind of brought up to be like, when you're competing, you're competing. You don't want to lose. You want to do the best you can. So at different times in my life, I've literally felt so much pressure or anxiety about being perfect that I've locked up, and I actually couldn't even use my physical body the way I wanted to. For example, playing frisbee. Like, one of my best friends and I we were really good, and we would whip that frisbee. And then for whatever reason, I was at a party once, and I felt the need to show off or be cool. This part came forward, and I could not even throw the frisbee. It was crazy. My body did not work correctly. And, years later, thinking back, wow, that was a part that felt like she has to be the best at this. Meanwhile, now I know, why am I like this? And to feel that it's lighter might have been really helpful. So I hope this makes sense, and I hope you understand it in the context it's given, not to minimize trauma or maladaptively stored memories. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just another kind of light-spirited, funny part that we can start using for some of those times when we take things a bit $100 reaction-ish to the 5 cent problem. Hope that helps, and I really appreciate your support, and I look forward to talking to you soon.